Okay, so here we go. Let's talk about some shiny new stuff.
Shiny new action.
So last week we told you guys all about all the new TF2, the 124 scale TF2. So they were a 0.7-inch rim.
So small.
Just to give you guys a little bit of perspective, I measured this, and this is just barely just maybe a millimeter smaller, and this is a dime. This is a millimeter smaller than a 0.7-inch rim would be. So that is stupid small. So they come out with a whole whack of rims. They've come out with most of the really popular rims. They re-released now in a beadlock form in a 0.7-inch size. I mean, but the wheel nuts to me look like they're way out of scale. They have them in plastic and in metal, aluminum. So they've got gray, white, and black plastic, and they have CNC machined aluminum. There's the old race line style. It's always been a really popular one with them. They also released a complete set of rubber. So now a bunch of their really popular tires that they came out with from before, they're Super Swampers, and these are all 0.7-inch as well. Swampers, like Slingers. I don't even know why. Like, the tread pattern is so small on these, you're not even going to notice them. But whatever, you got to do what you got to do, right? You got to make the tires if you're going to be the king of scale. I mean, there's a set of Wrangler MTs, or MTRs, Baja Claws. We have Extreme Countries, Dixie Pecs. And then we also have the new brush motor combo from Furitek. So this is the
inside those
IGMELON, something like that. Whatever you would call it. I can't even pronounce it. Nobody can really pronounce this IGMELON brushed combo. It does have Bluetooth connectivity, so you can control it and set up your drag brake and stuff off your phone. It comes with a carbon fiber motor plate that allows you to mount it into your car or into your STX 24. So that's it for the little guys. Then we get into the stuff that got released literally the next morning after last week's live, when I released all the stuff that was all shiny and new. And one of the new things was they're calling it a 1/8 2021 Ford Mustang clear body that's made to actually fit the new Arrma Vendetta. And then we've got a new 1999 Ford Mustang body for the slashes.
For drag racing, all the Mustang lovers out there.
Well, you know, we're going to have an excuse for hitting the curbs, right?
Yeah.
So then they also released this new, 2015 Chevy, can't talk today.
Silverado.
Silverado. The interesting thing about this guy is if you take a look at this back rack on here, the back rack that's on this is not a solid plastic piece. It's actually all Lexan that you have to cut it all out and screw it all together. So it's going to be lighter weight than the hard plastic would be, but it's going to be nowhere near as strong as you want it to be, in my opinion. You're not going to put a bunch of stuff up there on the cargo rack to hold it up. They've released their Hyrax Predator pre-mounted on a set of, I think those are the Impulse beadlock wheels. So previously they were doing, what's that?
You don't have to do it yourself. You can get it all there. All the 20 million screws are already in it.
Yeah,
that's
awesome. You get all your stuff. All the screws have been drilled through. All the stuff's been stripped out by the factory already for you. I mean,
factory stripped,
installed properly for you. And then for the SCX6 guys, they've released a new 1/6 scale 2.9-inch Hyrax. XL G8. I'm going to assume that this is probably going to run in around the 7 to 7.5 inch tall. I didn't read the specs on that part. I should have, but I didn't.
Can you see on the sidewall anywhere? No.
No, I don't see it on the sidewall, and I don't see it in my notes here. No, I didn't put it in my notes.
Hyrax, that's like the Everybody says
Hyrax.
it's the best tire.
Supposed to be the best tire
in all the land.
All the lands, yes. All the lands.
And now, for the big guy, too, now.
Yes.
Brilliant.
And then Aaron's pretty excited about this next one. These guys, the new Bald Eagles from Proline.
Yeah, for all you carpet racers out there.
So these are all 2.2s. These are basically a 1/10 scale buggy format style. 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive. Now, what I want to point out is that the 2.2 fronts will work as will mount onto 2.2 fronts that guys are using for drag cars as well. So if you're looking for another alternative for a slick for the front, these will be an option, another option available to add to all the other options that are already there. But these are 2.2 4-wheel drive and 2-wheel drive buggy wheels, basically. They all come with a medium foam insert.
Yeah, that was lacking for a while because everybody quit making them. Every brand quit making them. And that's what all the carpet racers wanted was a slick tire.
Well, unless you wanted to run fronts all the way around.
Well, that's...
Everybody was making them for drag racing still. Right? That was about it.
Yeah. So it's glad to see this come back, and all the carpet racers will be more than happy now.
Absolutely, yeah. And then Jconcepts came out with the Hazard 1.9 aluminum beadlocks. Now, the coolest thing I think about these is the fact that they already have the brass and everything built into the rim. So if you want to add the extra weight, they come with the extra weight in there. It's already designed in, so you get some, they're high mass, high weight wheels, right? And they have a pretty nice look to them. I think that they're pretty sharp. I do think that they're going to scratch and chip easy, but, you know, whatever. It is what it is.
It's crawling. That's what happens.
It's crawling, right? So you've got those guys, and then they also came out with the titanium ball studs and the 5.56 mil. So these are for more of the off-road buggies and such, where you want that harder, stronger stuff.
Drag racing, where you hit the curb.
Yeah, drag racing, you want to hit the curb. What else did they come out? Yes, they came out with a Warrior Arrma Typhon body. I don't know about you guys, but I think that this looks a lot like the Proline. I just think that body style is hideous as all hell.
Looks like a Turismo.
It does, doesn't it? It just looks like it's got that look, just ugly. And
there it is.
I'm okay with that.
But I think also that Typhoon, for some of you bashers out there, they're trying to put big batteries in there. That's going to give you a lot more room to put those batteries in it.
That might, yeah, because you could stack them all up in the middle there. You could run a big hump pack in the middle. So that's their Arrma Typhon body. Yeah, it's an option. And then for you guys that just have to have more bling, these are valve stems.
For what?
1-to-1.
Oh, for your real car.
For your real car. Okay. I don't really know why Jconcepts is making them, but there, there's a shot of one of them on a car. Yay!
Surprise himself.
Because that's what we really need is more bling. Right?
Yeah.
Everybody needs more bling. Way more bling. Useless bling, sign me up. STRC came out with a 1-degree set of rear arms for the drag slash. So it takes it down from 3 degrees to 1 degree. So that'll make some of you guys happy that you can get that more of a straight line feel and less of the... It also, the other thing they point out is that the pins on these are actually bolted on pins. So there's a bolt on either end. It's not threaded into plastic at all. It's got a nylock nut on the end of it. So you'll thread it in nicely. Perfect. Good and strong. Good and strong.
There it is.
There it is. And DragRace Concepts. The Axis belted durometer 30 drag tire.
So what's so special about this one?
It's made by Axis, and it's belted, and it's durometer 30 or 40.
Is it like super soft, or anything like that? Or
I can't remember what the durometer rating is from them. That's the hard part. When they call something a durometer rating of this or a compound 30 or compound 40 or whatever, that doesn't matter to most people, because unless you run that particular brand all the time and you know, like I couldn't tell you what a Jconcepts, what the rubber compound is going to match up to comparable wise, if it's softer or harder. It's hard to tell without having it right there in front of you.
Yeah,
it is a molded in belting that's in it. They don't really show any good pictures of that. They only show the 3 pictures. It's a flatter profile on the top. So you don't have that curve to the top. So it's supposed to give you a larger contact area where you're actually going to run the contact to the ground. So that's another benefit of it. And it's medium foam. It's supposed to be a little bit firmer foam than most of the other companies are running in theirs. Traxxas. Yay, another color.
Sand.
And that's what they got for a release for them. They're calling it sand, tan, whatever you want to call it.
So this is a whole new TRX4 release.
Yeah, whole new release. Brass front steering knuckles from Racing to fit the Kyosho Mini Z. Tell you little guys, you know, these are brass weights that are dime size. So these are just meant to fit right in there. They fit right into the knuckle, replace it, take it out. They're supposed to fit the wheel. New 1.9 rims from them, BXN 6-spoke. They have a actual disc brake look on the inside of them, coming in black or red.
That's nice for scale action.
The only thing that I've ever had a problem with this style of tire is that you have to remove all of the nuts. You can't just take the wheel nut off the middle, usually, or they spin them on. They got that decorative stuff. So if you need to fix your tire or something on the trail, it's a little bit more time consuming.
Great for all the shelf queens out there.
Good for the shelf queens. CEN Racing came out with a new version of their F450. Solid axle RTR. A couple changes. They did change out the wheels. These wheels I've already watched a review, and they are more fragile than the other wheels were, so they can break easier. But they're thinner. They're not. The spacing of them before was quite wide, so they look like they're really stuck out of the wheel well. These are a lower or thinner profile, so the tire ends up being closer together. The rubber is different. The rubber on these is more aggressive. The links have been changed. Now they're no longer silver, they're black. The suspension has been given an extra 10 mil of travel, so the shocks are a little bit longer. I really, really wish that they had gone all out and actually put a proper universal drive shaft in there. But instead, they're still running the dog bone style drive shaft in here, which really limits your ability to change it up for chassis length or adjusting your wheelbase at all if you're going to do something else with it. The frame has all kinds of adjustment possibility on it, but your drive shafts do not. Whereas if it was a slip joint style shaft like your normal trucks had, you wouldn't have an issue with that. You'd be able to move a centimeter one way or the other way, right, to get your wheelbase bang on the way you want it to be. So, you know, a little bit of a diss on it.
To be fair, it's more of a show truck as well.
It is definitely more of a show truck.
Show and tow.
Yeah.
Go launch your boat.
I like this version myself. I don't like the red one so much. And everybody knows about the new Capra, 4-wheel steer, axial, 4-wheel steer. Problem that I've noticed right off the bat in the very first video I saw, even the release video, is your 4-wheel steer on the back is on a 5-position switch. It's the same switch that's on the DX3E. So it's not linear or proportional with your steering. So it lurches, right? Like this.
Bam, steering. Bam, steering.
Why, you're going over in stages. It's not going all the way to one side or the other, but it still jerks. Now, I don't know about you guys, but occasionally if you're on a side hill or you're in that kind of position where you want to get that rear steer and all of a sudden the rear wheels jerk sideways all of a sudden, it might make the whole truck fall over. Does have a new ESC, well, not new ESC. It's running the Spectrum Firma 1040, I think it is. I can't remember the exact number. Anyways, it's the 40 amp ESC receiver combo that they made. That's DSMR that sets up and runs quite a bit like a Hobby Wing does with the drag brake system, the program card, the way those work. So it's all a little bit more compact, takes up a lot less space than the other style did. They've changed out the tires to the Falcons, I believe they are. Same tire, I think. Let me look here. Where is it? Yeah. Same tire that they had on the SCX 3, SCX 10-3. Cage comes in a red or a black. I like the black.
I guess red.
Red doesn't look too bad either. The cages are not the same, just in case anybody's wondering. The cages are actually molded back a little bit different and tucked in on the back side so that the rear steer has more room to work and there's room to clear the servo.
Oh, perfect.
And then Cross RC came out with the DC-8. Well, they actually did a complete release on it finally. Still haven't seen pricing on it yet, but I have seen some more detailed interior pics because you can see the dash lights up. Proportional four-wheel steer. You can see the inside. The middle axle doesn't turn as sharp as the outer does. You can see the way the axles are dropping on here. Now, I want you guys to take a look at this.
Full of mud.
This is all covered in mud, but if you notice how the setup is on this, it's a kind of a tube-style chassis. So your drive shaft goes straight down the middle. There's a main drive shaft right down there, and then everything works off of that. It's all independent suspension off there. There's no independent axle, right? Like a rock crawler, there's no solid axle anywhere. It's all independent suspension right from front to back. Now, this looks really cool, and I think it's going to be a really neat looking build. But, oh, where did it go? I'll find it. I'll find it. Oh, maybe not. I might have erased it. Oopsies.
Oh, gone.
There's a... Oh, my computer's having a fit today.
So what is it? What's wrong with it?
Well, it's not there's something wrong with it, but it's a bit of a copycat to the old Capo, what was it called? The Tatra, which was this. So this was the Capo Tatra before. And as you can see right down the center, it's got the big long tube with all the independent axles coming off of it. Same idea.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a bit of a copycat design I'm going to bet less money, though. Holmes Hobbies has come out with a 10-pole Crawlmaster Stubby.
A 10-pole?
Yes. So to my understanding, it's not censored. This is a fully sealed up, sensorless setup, 10-pole.
So it's going to be like offset magnets on the center?
Yeah. This is what they're calling their purple version. They're doing two colors, purple and black. 8 mounting holes so you can get your wiring to come out of the ESC wherever you want it to be. Oversized bearings, custom magnets, oversized solder tabs, Kevlar wrapped rotor. And it's meant to not be a copycat of any of the other 10-pole motors that you see out there. Then they released some new servos as well. So we've got the SHV 500 LP in 2 color choices, the black and the purple. And then they have the SHV 650, which is kind of intended to be their 500 replacement that they had out.
So what do those numbers mean, the 500 and the 650? Is that how much torque they have, or?
Kind of. So let's take a look. This is the SHV 650. So this is the big guy. And this one is showing a rating of 875 ounce-inches of torque.
At 11 volts, so.
At 11.1 volts.
So you're on all the voltage those.
They're not showing any of the lower voltages, which is an interesting trick for those guys. And then the low profile one is a crazy amount of torque for its size. 528 ounces in a low pro servo.
4S power. That's crazy.
4S power. You know, like I do believe these are direct powered off of the battery. Ah, yes. The Pitbull PBX AT tires. So
in the 1 inch.
1 inch. So Pitbull, people have been asking Pitbull to make a tire to meet the crawler resolution stuff as well, or revolution, I should say. And so they made these. These are their PBX ATs out of the Alien compound. And as you can see from the video, they are sticky. Sticky. That's just oddly satisfying to watch that, isn't it?
Weird. You're weird.
So that's that for that. And yeah, I mean, that was kind of, yeah.
That's what's new.
That's what's new. That is what's new. I think. Wait.
There's more?
Oh, this just in. Oh no. Here we go. You guys are going to love this. It's a BT8. It is an 8x8. It is amphibious.
No way.
Yeah, these are all renderings so far, but they've shown a lot of detail, so I'm positive that they will be putting this out. Call it the BT8. It is huge. It is belt drive down the middle. Very, very high clearance. That right there is
that a prop?
That's a prop. Powered off its own motor. And it's off the tail end. It's got its own servo control. So it's just like the actual armored transport units. It can float in the water. As you can see all the belt drive on there.
That's crazy.
Right? So the main input is right there and about the middle. There's another picture in here I'll show you. So the input comes down from the top. So the motor and everything's actually kept up quite high, as you can see in this image here. So this gear drive comes down off the transmission. You get your forwards and backwards direction, and I think 2-speed tranny by the looks of it. And then it goes into kind of a 90-degree down into the belt drive system, which appears to me that it could be a worm drive style, but I don't really get a good image of the inside of that yet. So independent suspension all the way around.
You know, Cross RC is known for its heavy weight.
Yes.
Do you think it's going to float or sink?
Well, it's 700. That's 70 centimeters long. That's almost a meter long. Right?
I think it'd be BA.
Yeah.
Now, if it shot little BBs or something, that'd be even cooler.
Oh, but wait, there's more.
Wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more.
Wait.
I don't know if it actually shoots anything yet.
If we act now, can we double the offer?
We hit double the offer.
There's your 2-speed.
Yeah, it's a 2-speed tranny they got there. So if you look at this picture here, you can see on the tail end of it, this end over here, you can see where the motor is mounted for the prop and everything that's coming off the back end.
Yeah.
Right? And then in the very center there, you can see the main motor that's going down into the belt drive system that's running. So all your electronics are being held up higher out of the ground or out of the water. So the gun turret on top actually raises and lowers off of the servo motors, and it rotates fully around. As you can see on this picture, there's 2 motors. There's a tiny little one at the bottom. So that's it, and it'll do full 360-degree rotation and everything as well.
Sweet.
So that is what is new in RC for this week. So on to the next topic.